Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. As always, I am WildWeiler. Guys, I'm behind. I'm behind. That's just it. I have to do so many color studies, so I've been mixing paints, which means I did not have time to write a script for this. This is an all ad-libbed weekly wrap. The only thing I have is a sticky note with like 3 topics on it, as is tradition. So we're going to do that. We're going to stick to it, and we're going to move on. So, topic number 1. For our first topic, we're going to talk about The Diplomat Season 2. So I talked about The Diplomat last week and how I really liked it and how rating it felt wrong having watched just Season 1, given that Season 2 had already come out. Well, the problem is now rating it feels wrong because Season 2 is weird. And what I mean by that is it's short. Like, it's only 6 episodes, which is weird for a Netflix show season. And it's already, according to Netflix, been upped for Season 3. But we heard this before with Chaos. Chaos got canceled in the time that I said a Season 2 is coming, and the weekly wrap went live on YouTube. And that's a delay of minutes at this point. So there is that. It is bonkers. Like, just bonkers how Netflix is running properties over there. Anyways, Diplomat Season 2, it's short, 6 episodes, whatever. I really liked it. It changes in tone a little bit from the first season, which I think the first season had a better job of, like, dynamicism and feeling like things were moving fast. And the second season definitely feels slower in some regards. It's a little bit more focused singularly on events, because the mystery of Season 1 is largely resolving. So that's good. The problem, here's the problem, and here's the thing I am honestly worried about with The Diplomat. And we'll see if they can correct it for Season 3, but I honestly doubt it. The problem is it's getting too big. The intrigue, the mystery, what is happening is getting too big. It's not about a diplomat anymore. It's about the fate of Western civilization in general. So that's just interesting, and we'll see. It's also a little reductionist, but that's beside the point. I'm not going to officially rate it, but it's still a watch, if only because now you're not spending a lot of time doing it. But the first season's good, and sadly the second season does not live up to the bar that the first season slapped down, but the second season is also incomplete without a third season. So we will see. My next topic is there's a game on Games Pass that I noted called Metal Slug Tactic. Now, Metal Slug, for those of you that don't know, was a side-scrolly, shooty, machine-gunny game, very arcade, very kind of like Contra in a number of ways, if you ever played that. Or there was a game on Miniclip back in the day called Heli Assault, which was heavily inspired by Metal Slug. It's a very faithful adaptation. It turns the Metal Slug game into a tactics game and modernizes it in a number of ways. The way it didn't modernize it is still problematic. The problem with the Metal Slug games is when they came out, America was doing some empire building in a little place we like to call Iraq. And the game reflects that with all the sensitivity one would expect of somebody who's, I don't want to wander into that quagmire. But what I will say is, whilst I might have better inclinations than all the politicians of the 90s and early 2000s, by not wandering into that quagmire, the game designers certainly decided to wander back into it, and it's a lot of problematic depictions of people from cultures that aren't necessarily Western, and that honestly does bother me a little bit. It's a little bit like how in Uncharted 1, all the enemies are black and brown people, and a lot of people pointed out that that was bad, so they overcorrected in Uncharted 2, and there's no black or brown people, despite the fact that you're in India and Nepal the whole time. So that's not what's happening here. They just re-varnished the old caricatures and slapped them in a 2024 game and sent them out the door, which is me saying it's probably the worst way of handling it. Rather than growing up and being more sensitive, like, we can still have a game about war in the Middle East. Because war in the Middle East, especially war that America is involved in, is part of world history. And it happens. But there's no reason for everybody to be wearing a turban and an Aladdin-style open vest. No matter how good it might be at showing off that glorious chest hair, you wouldn't wear it for a war. So put the people in some tactical gear or anything that's like ready for war and like just update the game. It wouldn't have been that hard. Anyways, that really bothered me and I felt like I should bring it up because it just frustrated me. But while playing Metal Slug Tactics, I did realize something really important. I could use a tactics game, something honestly as close to Final Fantasy Tactics as possible with maybe some modern considerations. Please, please, please drop your suggestions in the comments. Every now and then tactics game makers, I look up to see if like there's like an RPG maker just for tactics games because I feel like I would love to make one day. But, you know, this is me. And longtime viewers will know, I make a lot of barely functional proof of concepts for games, so we're not doing that anytime soon. Anyways, Metal Slug Tactics is out on Games Pass. I didn't pay a penny for it. I'm not sure I'll ever play it again. And finally, I hung out in VR chat this week. It was great. I'm not going to be name dropping, but the people that were there are probably watching this, and thank you for showing me around and having a good time with me. I really liked it. It was really nice. Yeah, VR chat is fun. My only problem with VR chat, my really truly only problem with VR chat is my ability to interact with it is limited by the fact this is a waist up VR avatar. So I am investigating bit of a refresh. We'll see where that goes. On that note, this is another me crowdsourcing thing. If you know a VR chat WildWeiler avatar, put that in the comments. I do have the Julia Winterpaw masculine canine. That is what it is. It doesn't Rottweiler as well as I would like, but like I said, I'm talking to somebody who does some mesh bashing with that thing, so we'll see where we land on that. But any suggestions are welcomed, and any suggestions for VR chat worlds or things to do are also welcome. I will announce right now, because, you know, it would be about 6-ish weeks from now. I did float the idea of doing a WildWeiler Christmas party in VR chat. So, like, look into VR chat, or if you're in VR chat, dust off your stuff, because I'm really thinking about it. Okay, that was my lovely ad-libbed weekly wrap for the week. Coming up, one of the reasons this isn't scripted is I am finishing the editing on the Titanfall 2 stuff. I am doing it, I promise. I just haven't, and I'm really sorry. So, like, literally right after this gets edited, I am editing the Titanfall 2 stuff for the next 2.5 hours until my D&D group gets here. So that is what my Monday night looks like. So just trust me on that. I have got to work on it. It will come out tomorrow on Titanfall Tuesday. Okay? So, yeah. Also, the other big thing is this Saturday, November 16th, 10 a.m. Pacific time is our second web fishing tournament. Rules to be announced at the start of the tournament, but they're different than last time. So please, 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 please stick by for that. Come in. It was great. I think everybody had a great time last time. We'll love it. As always, thank you so much for watching. This has been me, WildWeiler, ad-libbing my way through a weekly wrap. Bye-bye.